Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Busubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
Hello guys, you guys got very big rams. I hope you don't get it from where I'm suspecting. Do you think you are the only one who knows where all the good news come from? My son bought me this ram all the way from abroad with baluwo.
Oh yes, this must be baluwo. Me too, my daughter just bought one for me. True baluwo. With baluwo, everything is possible.
This Tabaski, you can buy ram for your family using the trusted Baluwo. Just log on to the www.baluwo.com website or download the app. You can buy ram, otherwise foodstuffs such as rice, sugar, cooking oil, and much more for your family this Tabaski. Baluwo, better than sending money.
no lañ def ñoo ñëw ak yéen rek skincare plus nara jàkkaarloo ak yéen waxtaan ak yéen tuuti rek si suñu tube suñu baax emuñ rek ci ay diw waaye comme ni ngeen ko xamee rek dañoo yëngu ci ay tube te yënguñ nag si just any tube suñ tube bu nekk 5-star Jesna la 5-star Jesna mooy Jesna bi gën a pire moom la ñoo tube palmaan bi gën a fort moom la ñoo liggéeyee buñ demee Bamako ñun duñ dem ci marché bi rek buub indi déedéet dañ leen a jox suñu specs ne lañ nii lañ ko buggee nay lañ ko buggee fóot bi nangami fóot lañ bugga pour mu mun a set waaw cuubi skincare déedéet doo ko sol mu di la taxa all over the place ci gàttal ñun rek si cuub dara du doy day des not only dañoo cuub but bu la neexee ñu cuubal la ba pare nag ñawal la ñaw fi mu gën a setee nag rek la ñoo fëlee ñetti ñawkat lañ am nañ ñawkati simple nga xam ne xoppati rek mbaa def sa taille basse def sa dagit def sa roba amul benn dawme am nañ koo xam ne moo ñoo dawme jigéen den am nañ tamit special ñawkat boo xam ne ñawi góor rek la ñoo defal nga bugg sa his and hers muy korité muy tobaski mbaa muy ngénte muy takka mbaa nga bugg rek def sa yëkka bu baax a baax daagul ba ñëw skincare plus ñu dimbali la tànnal la cuub fam gën a baaxee ndax sa yëkka gën a fort lii nga ne lan xoolal bi takka la skincare fii la fu léegi yéen tey we're not all about skin we are skin care and the plus does come in so many different ways. chubantu wuñ de dañ ciub bam saf saf
Hello and welcome to the brunch on Kerfatu. Today being Saturday, August the 3rd, I'm Lawin Cham, together with my usual panelist, Nyima Camara of the University.
Just continue.
Oh wow, University Camara of the lecturer from the University of the Gambia, Mustafa Dabo of Kerfatu and GPU, and our guest today is Ahmed Manjang. He is a medical molecular microbiologist. So today we'll talk about origins of human brains, if you like. So welcome once again to the, and of course time will allow, we will take a look at sports. We'll pay tribute to late coach Peter Bono Johnson and check on the preparations for the Gambia's participation in the West African Football Union Nations Cup to be held in Dhaka. All that's later in the program. First off, our review of the press this week. The junglers. Were there crimes linked to Jammeh or not? APRC parliamentarian gave us his thoughts. He said, of course, they are not linked. The people living with disability blast government for delaying the disability bill. Loans contracted purportedly for OIC summit, etc., etc. All this in the press review. And there will be some things that are trending online that Nima Sata will deal with. Do you have any clue as to what we'll deal with, or you want to keep it until later?
Of course we will.
Yeah, we'll keep it until later.
We'll keep it until later. Now, the junglers. Over the last week or so, the whole country have been listening to three of members of the former patrol team, the so-called journalist hit squad of President Jammeh, and each testified to crimes committed by them in his name. But APRC member for Councillor Amul Nyas had said that he didn't think any of the crimes have been linked to Jammeh because, according to him, all the journalists, so far the ones he'd listened to, he said two of them had said they got instructions from third parties. So he didn't believe that these orders could have come from Jammeh, even though he admitted, of course, there have been killings for which he wants to sympathize with the families. Was Amul just trying to just play politics, or is he even insulting the families of victims, or is he actually legally, in one shape or form, right that these things were not directly coming from Jammeh?
Well, two things. One being that he is in denial.
No, he never said people were in killed. He just said
that they are not linked to Jammeh. It's coming there. So one, it's either he's in denial, or two, he's doing damage control. Because here's the thing: you belong to a party where everything surrounds one individual who was the demigod of the party. That everybody looks up to, everyone who belongs to the party look up to. And then you may have had an idea that he's this brutal, but I think it's beyond comprehension to listen to the junglers to explain exactly the details of what the things that could be referred back to this person that you hold in high regard. And so the damage control comes in that way to say that we don't need to believe this, because we have had other audios that came out before where they were telling their supporters to listen to them and not the public. So this would be their way of directing the information to the people that support the party to say that when we ask you to listen to us, this is what we want to tell you, and this is what we want you to listen. But I think it's not realistic, either for them or for anybody, to say that something like this would happen under a government and the leader is not responsible for it.
Is the APRC, because of course the APRC had said that from the beginning that they believe this TRRC is going to be a witch hunt to discredit both Jammeh and their party. And you must have said that's not realistic. They're just trying to do some damage control because inevitably every testimony really discredits Jammeh and the party. So perhaps they didn't want to just sit down and not be seen to be doing anything. So they just came up with this, no matter how weird or how this thing may sound.
You want to comment on that?
You want to comment on that, Mr. Manjang?
Yes, I will. Sorry, I just want to find my pen.
Okay.
I think the buck stopped with the president. And AFPRC is only the F that disappeared. We have the APRC. You know, I was one of the guys against banning APRC. If you ban them, you immortalize them.
I see.
Yes.
So yes, a lot of people said at the time, just after Jammeh left, perhaps they should ban the party.
Yeah, because I believe people will consent, will eventually see the reality and leave. But it seems either due to criticism, as you know, this Malik guy one was to believe.
Yes.
But the more evidence that keep mounting, the more these people start fighting. How can you separate APRC from all these killings or Yahya Jammeh from all these killings? The junglers will tell you, you know, nobody there do such a thing on the Yahya Jammeh's watch.
Yeah. Even if they didn't say so, I don't know, if you know the system at that time, do you think anybody, even from the armed forces, or as prominent as Deda Haidara or Babaji would have been killed, and then we remain like that, knowing how Jammeh is, how vindictive we could be.
And the other question to ask is who would have the motive to kill all these people that have been mentioned to have been killed?
And
who would have the motive?
And nobody seems to be doing nothing about it.
And interestingly, Jammeh's own blood relatives.
Absolutely.
These, you know, who will kill, you know, these Jammeh guys, the lady and Haruna Jammeh and Masi, you know, without, you know, the whole, you know, entire...
Even in one of the cases, according to the journalists, the people executed were actually taken to him in Karilai before being executed. So with all this, Amul said he didn't hear anyone of them say they've got direct orders from Jammeh. So he said, he still don't believe that. So how long would it take? What would it take to let them believe that this actually were done in the name of Jammeh?
I don't think Amul himself doubts it.
No, he didn't say he said there were killings, and for that he sympathized with the family.
Yeah, but the reality is that if you admit there are killings, and you admit these killings had happened under Jammeh, and you also know that no one had been held accountable for these crimes. We're talking about hundreds of deaths.
Yes.
You obviously know that it's the government that's held accountable. And who is the head of the government?
So in simple
terms, the president.
So
in simple terms, Jammeh was
responsible.
The murderer.
Well,
it's in simple terms. But also, let's go beyond that. Amul and any of his guys know that Jammeh was such that no atom drops in this country without his knowledge. And if he does not know, he makes sure he knows. Jammeh was such that he was one person who was in charge of everything. From the withdrawal at central bank to anything that has to happen has to be by him and his shadow state.
Exactly.
You know, so nothing happens here without. And like Ahmed said, how could you have killed Jammeh's own cousin, and hell did not broke loose? I mean, it's even impossible in this country.
The other thing also is no one would expect Jammeh to give direct orders to junior officers. Like. It's not how the military works. It's not how the chain of command works. So I don't even know that nobody can base their argument on that, on the basis that the command or the directive do not come directly, because obviously there would have to be links between the junior officers and the commander-in-chief. Really.
Now, he said, of course, that he believed the TRRC was out just to discredit the APRC, because he said truth commissions had existed in other countries where there have been far more serious atrocities, but it's not been like the way we Gambians are doing it. So he believed the whole exercise discredit Jammeh and the party. What do you make of that, Mr. Manjang?
I disagree completely. We come out of 22 years of a very, very brutal and, repressive regime. That was a APRC government. So, of course, APRC have to be at the center of anything that we're going to look into. So for people like him, an important an MEP, he should take some responsibility and show some respect to Jammeh and his victim. This is not about time to be in the defensive. There is nothing anybody can justify what happened for the past 22 years. So if APRC have the opportunity to come and face Gambia and to own up, to their crimes, I think that will help. But if they start going in the defensive, that can just rub in the eyes of the victims, and it might make it difficult. They are the ones who are undermining the goodwill gesture of the Gambian people for us to forgive and reconcile and move our country forward.
And to add something onto that, there is also a risk in this. Now, Gambia cannot move forward unless there is genuine appreciation by the APRC of what had happened. Now think about this for a second. Think about something going to the TRC admitting, dragging Haruna onto the ground, holding his head by a knot tied around his neck, and someone else on top of a vehicle falling onto him, breaking his neck. Think about that. Think about how that crime happened, and that happened to someone's father. And someone sat before me and admit to me that I did this to your father. And the orders come from the president. And you are still out there, not in denial. You are out there to deliberately add salt to that injury. That could even be that's an incitement of violence. Because someone had already admitted how horrible. You don't see how emotional this whole thing has been these days. So I think people like Amul should, for respect for themselves, if they have nothing important to say in the House of Parliament, shut up.
But he did actually say in Parliament, he granted an interview to journalists, asked for his opinion about it. He came in the
Well, in the first place, I would not publish that.
Well, no, then you will be seen to be...
Yeah, I will censor it.
You will be seen to be censored.
Yeah.
All right, you still with the journalists. Were they arrested or not? Ringleaders Ahmed Manjang and Bora Koli, they said to have been arrested, although the government gave a clear statements. Both the army and the government said they were not. But why should anybody think that they've been arrested? It's just because, and then of course I had this suggestion from a military, my high-placed military source said, it is possible. They may not have come now, but it's likely that given, what happened at the commission and all this twaddle about the junglers who were confessed, to be released from detention, it's possible that this will attract more junglers who apparently may not be very comfortable wherever they are hiding to come forward. You said it.
Well, I don't know what to say about that. We also on Facebook that when the news broke out from some media houses that they have been arrested, it was a jubilant moment for most people, but it was a disappointment also when it came out that it was merely the hoax. I think these things happen. I think it's just for...
Do you think they will be enticed? They will be attracted to come because what might happen to the junglers that testified before? Well,
I think that's the objective. Whether or not that's going to happen, I believe if the junglers are going to be released, that may be one of the objectives, to entice the others to come forward. Because we have had, this is not the first time that people who have traveled with Jammeh came or tried to come back to the country, especially if they believe that amnesty could be granted to them. I don't think their lives abroad would be better than what they could have here if
these people are said to be more reserved or more moderate, in nature than even the ones we have heard from Salamandi and Bora Koli. You think they will be bold enough to come forward?
I think
it will be foolhardy though, because I don't think the government...
There's also, of course, Solo Bojang, Mohammed, Lamin Jata, Rambo.
I think Solo is around, isn't he? Solo is sick, isn't he?
Solo is very sick. But I think these biggest killers are the biggest cowards.
Solo was released from detention. No, Solo was released from detention the last time I heard.
Yeah, he was released from detention after 2017. But did he leave?
I heard stories that he left afterwards.
He left.
Shortly after he was being
released.
Yeah. I don't know how true it
is. But I think they have very, very little choices. In fact, 2 years ago, I have a very, very credible information about these Ahmed Manjang guys. And, one of my neighbors, his dad, went to Kasama. He was sort of residing there. He decided to go and fetch his dad. He's a kid, grade 12. But while there, it's called Willingara, near Bunkiling. A vehicle passed them, but the music was Gambian. He told the other kid, oh, these are Gambian music. And the kid told me, yeah, that's Ahmed Manjang going.
In Guinea-Bissau?
No, this is Casamas here, just 3 hours from here. It's not far, near Bunkiling. So this was 2 years ago. Oh. I relayed this information to people, but here, Gambians, we are too laid back. But I think the kind of life these people are leading is not what they are used to. So they don't need that much encouragement to come, and I think they will eventually, capitulate because of what they're going through. Paboja was more connected to than these people. Yes, he was in charge of a lot of money, and when he left, at some point he was selling cabas.
Yes,
and this course, he was so broke within a very, very short time. He couldn't do anything. Yeah. And these people, they have no other skill other than killing people with plastic. Yeah.
So wherever they are, Mustafa, you think one day they will just say, well, let's go. Whatever's happening, it happens to us in the Gambia.
Well, I think with Bora and Sana, that's a long shot. Yeah, because Bora and Sana are one of those who directly take orders.
So if Amulias was
Bora,
looking for people,
if Gambia gets hold of Sana Manjang right now, with or without TRRC, he's not going to go free.
He's not going to go free.
You take this country to civil war. It's impossible.
He's not going to go free.
No, it's not going to happen. I mean, no government will do that. You will release Sana on the streets, Sana Manjang of all people.
Somebody will take.
No, it's unlike. It's unlike.
Do you think what is the difference between Oya, Malik?
No,
I think we are missing a point here. Releasing them doesn't mean they are going scot-free. It's all boil down to what Asa and his team will recommend at the end. But for now, they were very, very cooperative. So that's a little sweetener to encourage other people to come forward.
Absolutely. But
then would they even have? Okay, there are concerns that if you release them onto the, to the civilized world again, because their background and what happened there could be danger to the population. Do you believe that these people will go again to do anything close to what they've been doing? Do they have any reason or anything to do that? Would there be any reason?
No, I don't think so.
Would they get anything from that?
I think their situation, you look at them, they are trapped. You go in, once you show, there's no turning back. Because if you go, they will do you.
So now we should track that. They've apparently, right now, they've apparently become totally in the bad books of Jammeh or any of the junglers working with him now. So they themselves cannot join the junglers anymore.
You will understand that these junglers are also loosely controlled. But there are also degree of responsibility. At some point, you have Solo Bojan leading. At another point, you have Sana Manjang leading. I'm talking about at the operational level. At some point, you also have Rambo leading. Yeah, so but you have Tumbul and Soul who were talking to the big man, the president.
So Baji was named in one of the cases.
Yes, so you will see that Sana is not just like Oya. Sana at some point was leading at the operational level. So he was not Oya. His level of responsibility has gone. And in fact, when they took Haruna Jammeh, it was Sana who asked them to do what they had done.
So he was,
and also just to highlight something, there are two different junglers groups.
Yes.
But they have some sort of hierarchy. Maybe they all meet under Sana and Sana also answer to somebody.
Yes.
But this group, they don't even know what others are doing.
Yes.
They ask this Malik Jat about the babies. You don't know anything about it. Yes, this, according to Panderi, this is what Bora was in charge of.
The babies?
Yes.
So-called babies. What does that mean?
No, killing babies for the Jalats. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he said he didn't know anything.
Yes, so, but if... so they don't even know who is doing what.
I think one person made that clear to us. That's Mr. Baji. Ahmed Baji. When Ahmed Baji came, when he was taking for his, should we call it taking his TOR.
Okay, yeah.
So to speak.
It's not funny, but you have to laugh sometimes.
Yeah. And when he was taking to take his TOR from Seoul, he told him, if you are invited, you come and you shut up. If you are not invited, you shut up. No questions asked. So that means at some operations you will be called, some operations you will not be called, and you will know, and you will not ask. No questions asked. So this thing is carefully managed and carefully planned. That's why they loosely.
Now the Gambia government said they are doing everything to get this remainder of the junglers who are on their own arrested. Now, under what protection are they in Bissau? For example, you suggested in your that information that Saddam probably is running around the bush there, driving his cars. Under what protection? Had these people filed, do you think, protection from the authorities in Guinea-Bissau? Because certainly not from the Senegalese. So, under what protection do you think are they? They are refugees, conventional refugees, until they are classified as, how to call it, criminals who are wanted by the law. How long can they stay there free, scot-free? And what can the government do if they say they are looking for it? What do you think they must be doing? You
know, you have to understand the geopolitics of this area. Like my side, Gunjur, you know, that Fonyi area, that's like a no man's land. You know, you have the Senegalese military, they don't just venture into those places because you will be ambushed and killed. So they go in only for special operations. So this is what Jammeh capitalized a lot on. They can go and do their things. You know, somebody mentioned no man's land. And Esafan was saying that's not possible. But it's a fact. It's a fact. You see this guy who killed our boy in Gunjur, he's still there. He's going in and out.
Oh yes, the Gunjur,
the place is badly policed. I recommend in one of Ben Suarez shows that place, the Casamas board, at the Berendins beach should have a military checkpoint. People go in right and out. And what is happening now, because Kanila is secured, so they get all their supplies from this end. From the other end. You know, that's what they bring, also the illegal drugs and all that. And also there is a portion between Casamas and Guinea-Bissau, which is another rebel group there. That's another no man's land. These people are looking for well-trained killers. They can employ them, might even locally, to help them, you know, recruit and train their thing. So these at government level.
They may not necessarily be on the protection of the authorities.
No, they wouldn't, because that will blow their cover.
I see.
And that will put them at risk of being arrested. So I can't see them, these people go and claim asylum. No.
They would not.
No, but also Bissau is such that if you go to Bissau, Bissau is in the hands of militiamen and drug traffickers, and so Bissau has not been having a very stable government for a very long time.
Bissau's problem is about the war veterans. They are educated and they don't want to step aside because they feel that ownership that we have to be here. It's like the Zimbabwe situation. You have the war veterans, you know, we liberate these people, like what Jammeh keep on saying. I sacrifice my life. So if you want this place, you have to sacrifice. That's the situation and that make it rocked. And also they are affected by this tribal thing, just like here. So Guinea is a safe haven.
Exactly. I know that the Gambia government have issued an arrest warrant, but has it been extended internationally to a point where we would expect the Senegalese or the Guinea authorities to arrest the dissidents that are in their territories?
Well,
I don't think that has happened.
Senegal will, but then of course they will not go through Dakar area. Like he said, they may be living in the jungle where no man has authority over. Or
Gambia has also a lot of
somewhere said to be in Mauritania and Guinea-Conakry, giving the role of the those two heads of state, you know, in the impasse. They could have granted asylum too. But then if they are wanted and through the ECOWAS mechanisms and African Union, one would think that they would give them up.
No, these people, you know, looking at Amul Nyas and MEP, you know, speaking in that, Jammeh have a lot of loyalists. If you go to this Samas area, just around this Fonyi area, you see Jammeh big pictures still in people's house.
Yeah, that's true.
So they would be sympathetic to these people. They're still in denial. They just lying. I went there 2 years ago in 2017. You know, in Jannah, just about 40 minutes. Yeah. Somebody told me, you know, Jammeh come every Friday to pray at Gunjur, you know, Sacred Mosque and go back. I say maybe he turned into small bags. And the guys strongly believe that.
Yeah,
so you have those kind of people, those kind of people not care, you know, housing the like of Sana Manjang, giving them food. So this is the problem, you know, Gambia have. We have a lot of Jammeh loyalists and we have this insurgency, and they also have problem to protect their environment against Zakon mining. I've been to their conference in 2017. Maybe I take you there this year, and you'll have the opportunity to meet the MFDC guys. You know, they are closely knit group. So I can see these people, if you speak their link, you become one of them. You know what I mean? Exactly.
Right, we will return to this subject of the junglers, especially in the wake of what is trending later. But then let's change a little bit to some other area. Now, people with disability met at the Cairo, the Senegambia, trying to validate, you know, some of the things that is in the bill that is coming. But then they were very critical of government's dragging its foot on this bill until now, although the Home Minister assured them that it will come up in December. Were they right that this government probably were so busy in, you know, passing political bills that will be convenient to them and forgot about this disability bill?
Well, this is not the only. This is not only this government.
I was going
the
to say
disability bill has been here, wow, for years.
Then the government.
It's not just the bill.
They messed up.
Disability affairs. So
but let's just start perhaps by saying what exactly is embedded in this thing. What rights would the disabled people have that they haven't got now? They complain, of course, they've been arrested, you know, during Jammeh's time, you know, on the pretext of
begging,
being eyesores in the street because they're
begging,
etc.
The question is, what do they have? It's not what they're going to have, it's what do they have currently.
What they don't have.
This is one of the countries where disability rights, disability needs have never been prioritized in any situation, even at the micro levels. Go to any institution who is building a structure where they even consider a pathway for disabilities, people with disabilities.
Doesn't exist.
It doesn't, it's not many. The pathways here, if you go to countries, advanced countries, even in the main highways, they design their roads in such a way that a blind person will be able to walk himself from one point to another. And they can do this by themselves. But it doesn't happen here. People just take for granted that everybody is the same.
The money.
It's a matter of priority.
They cannot differentiate between one note to another. There are no marks. There are no marks or anything.
But there isn't any in many places, so I don't know.
No, there are in advanced countries. In some advanced countries, there are.
There are marks. Blind man can know how much
you
money
can identify the money. You can, because this is very important. You don't always need. You don't always have someone helping you when you are buying. This is very important for someone who cannot see.
You can buy online.
But also the staircase.
Yes, that's
like
right.
here,
employment.
Every government building we build storied buildings now. Yes. Most of them don't even have lifters. You come, you expect someone who cannot walk to climb the stairs. How can it happen? And there are a lot more issues. Everything we think of, we don't think of disability.
How do we mainstream disability issues to such a point where we can make it mandatory for organizations to hire at least one or two, a percentage of the disability members from the disability community?
Do you think this bill will change that? Because the European Union representative there said, look, it does not even necessarily have to do with laws. They can still be there, but the concept of the people towards disability, as long as that stays, I mean, we're going to come back again because it won't change. Nothing will change. If I see a disabled person as worthless and can, you know, only good for giving arms to, where do we go? I saw the last time during the migrant crisis in Germany, some of the ministers in Chancellor Merkel's government was actually a disabled person. So I saw himself helping the man with the wheel. I think the finance minister was a disabled person.
Yeah, It's our attitude, ourselves, in our community, in our own houses. I'm going to give a personal experience I had with this particular girl. She had meningitis at the age of, I think, 10 or 11, because she was in primary 4, something like that, when she had that. So when I was established in my school in 2008, the mom came to me directly, because it's very close to their house. She said, oh, my kid will come to this school. I said, yeah, of course. Then he told me, boy, he's disabled. I said, that's fine. This is for everybody. But when I went to see the girl, she's already grown up. I said, wow, this is a nursery school and this might be secondary school. I said, why are you not going to school? He said, because don't have a barrow to go to. Well, I said, well, only that. He said, but you also have some complexities, like, because she was not disabled, all of a sudden she is disabled and people start teasing her. So I decided to say, very intelligent girl. Yeah. So I spoke to her personally. In fact, that was the time David Blunkett, the former British blind man, exactly, was a minister. Yeah. I said, you have all your eyes, you have your hearing, everything intact, just your legs. This guy is blind.
I think it was Home Secretary.
Yeah, Home Secretary, yeah, exactly. So I managed to convince her. Now I take her to primary school. There is no place to go. I have to pay for, like, yeah, exactly, just to put a ramp there for her, you know, wheelchair to go. Okay. And I follow her case until, you know, 2013. I went to Saudi. When I come back, I spoke to mom. The mom came to see me because she really, really appreciated that. Yeah. But sometimes she was too big for the wheelchair I provide for her. Now, they cannot go to Banjul and get one and stop. Now, so this is about people's attitude. People, once you are, they give up on them. That's not good for anything. So the education,
disability to invalidity.
Yes, exactly. This is the concept we have to change, and this will help because you can take that legislation and start taking people to court. Parents,
and perhaps you start with the language. A human being is not disabled. Yeah, no one is disabled.
People. That's why some have tried to civilize or sanitize the because they said people with
differently able,
because every human being is unique in his own rights. So
no one is disabled.
Yeah, and everyone in the sense of being unable to do certain things. Everyone in that sense is unable for something. There is something that everyone cannot do.
So coming back to the bill, I think it's about time. The past two regimes have failed the disability community as they have failed many other people. I think it's about time that their issue is being mainstreamed so that their rights can be guaranteed, so that support can be given to them where it is necessary. It's about time.
So no one knows when you will collapse tomorrow and be in a wheelchair.
Yeah, absolutely. Every day people are. Yeah, now, every day people are. Somebody said, okay, in this bill is passed, we'll hear cases like taxi driver being taken to court for refusing to pick a disabled passenger. Yeah. Some stuff like that.
And that should happen.
Which should happen?
That should happen.
That should happen.
Oh,
yeah. I think that should happen.
You see people completely avoiding this because they don't want the trouble of picking them and this thing. They would rather.
That's discrimination.
That's
discrimination.
And the government should make efforts also to make to create a transport system that is friendly to disabled, not just taxis.
Okay.
Yeah, because
like the public transport.
Yeah, public transport that's friendly.
Should there be a special transport that's for disabled?
No.
It should be.
That in itself, they will feel alienated and but you go to the public transports in the UK, they have a special area disabled. You don't dare sit there.
To the disabled people.
You go to the outside the supermarket, you have the disabled parking. You go to the toilet, there is a disabled toilet. You dare venture there, they will charge you. You know, so we have to start changing them. We have to see the signs that these people, somebody is thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, we give them that.
Well, and that bill, according to the Minister for Information, Ibrahim Asila, will come in December after a long absence. We'll see what that bill will entail. At this point, we will go for a short break. That is a short commercial break. And when we come back, we take the topic to what is trending. And then we'll have our man to deal with his own speciality. That is microbiology.
Environmental issues.
Environmental.
Because he's an activist too, and then he's being engaged into environmental.
So we still have been told we can still go ahead. This is a vox pop.
Vox pop actually on the issue of the junglers.
On the issue of the junglers and what the people make of them. Should they be released? What do they believe their stories? Let's have that from this video.
asalaamaaleykum mbokk yi ñu leen di nuyu fii si Kër Fatou man la seen xarit Dieynaba Konaté tey nag ñu ngi génn pour laajte askan bi lan lañ xalaat si TRRC bi jongleurs yi ñu ngi génn di testify di wax ne naka lañ reyee nit ñi soo tey dañ doon génn pour laajte nit ñi lan mooy seen xalaat si loolu ñu ngi laajte nit ñi itam naka la ndax gars yi dinañ baalal jongleurs yi ñu delluwaat si société bi réconcile ak nit ñi soo loolu lañ doon laajte nit ñi seen xalaat tey jërëjëf.
lu ma am pour wax si loolu mooy nekk lu nga xamante ne lu ñaawlu la ba pare luñ def noonu nekkul lu rafet because ñuñ rey noonu am nañ baat si réew mi te am nañ luñ taxawal réew mi ñun si ñoom la ñooy roy ñoom suñ reyee ñooñu ñun ndaw yi ñun nu ñuy def loolu dafa ñaaw torop nekkul lu nga xamante ne dafa rafet si dëkk bi surtout ma Gambia dëkk bu ndaw la dëkk bu nga xamante ne dëkki julit la ñun ñëpp dañ war a def fi julit waaye yi fi reyante bi nii ñu ngi ko doog a xam lately bii nii képp ku nekk si Gambia ba soo nekkee outside da ngaa fa ne Gambia is a peaceful country waaye léegi soo déggee lan lañ nekk di wax yi fi rey yi jongleurs yi luñ nekk nuñ doon reyee ak nuñ doon suñ reyee nuñ dee dogatee nuñ dee suulee gars yi si forest bi nekkul lu nga xamante ne dafa nekk lu nice yes because ñun ndawi tey ji suñ amutee ñu liit duñ mun a taxaw foog ñu am ñu nga xamante ne dañ ñu liit ñu mun a taxawal suñ boppa nicely boo tey ji loolu noonu yëpp indi na corruption si dëkk bi corruption bu nga xamante ne ñun xamuñ fu ñu koy waxee ne dafa ñaaw trop.
waaw lu bon moom du baax lu bon moom du mos a baax waaw ndax rey moom képp ku ko def loolu baaxul te am na liñ fi rey ñoo xam ne tey kenn ku nekk am na fi mbokk sa mbokkam fi su waxee su waxul ndax am na ñoo xam ne daan nañ dimbale nit yi te yàlla rek tax su ma yeboon na la ku si mel ni Baba Diop nit la woon koo xam ne yàlla mayoon na ko may goo xam ne nit ñi liñ daan jëriñu si gannaawam bëri woon na moo tax ba li amee métti na nit ñi bëri métti na leen waaye nag léegi fu ne nii comme loolu passé na fu ne yàlla dimbale nañu ba nguur googu moom jeex na yàlla dimbale nañu fu ne am nañ beneen nguur gi ñu goo xam ne nii ñu ne nguur ak Adama Barrow la léegi fu ne nii ñi ngi ñaan yàlla loolu moomu bu mu xamati Gambie affaire rey boobu moom ñi ngi ñaan yàlla bool moom bu mu xamati Gambie ñi ñaan yàlla ñi nga xam ne ñi ngi fi militaires yi nga xam ne ñi ngi fi ak ñi ñuy wax jongale si ñi nga xam ne ñoo jiite borom takku der yi nañ am yërmande ci civil si nañ am yërmande ci doomu aadama bi nañ am yërmande ci people bi xam ne Gambie ñëpp benn lañ xale beeg mag meeg ku juddoo yëpp Gambie ñoo ko moom waaye tey fu ne nii tey boo seetee lu jàll TRS bi nit ñi waxoon nit ñi jëloon rey leen nga xam ne fu ne nii tey ñooñu tey mënoon nañ fee nekk ñoo xam ne tey ëllëg ñoo xam ne su leen fi yàlla baxoon tey mën nañu nekk nit ñoo xam ne doomi réew boo xam ne nit ñu réew mi yëpp da ko fuugaroo addina bi da ko fuugaroo waaye tey loolu yëpp jàll na léegi nag comme yàlla dimbale nit ñi nag bañ xam nguur ak Adama Barrow lii moom Adama Barrow génne nañ si ndax gannaaw yàlla su toogoon wootewut defut dara yëngatuwut it munuñ si dara waaye bi ko yàlla na nar a jeexal si léegi si moom la ko jaareele kon nañ wax alhamdulilahi te di ko di gën a dénku na ko mu gën ñee jàppale ndax Gambie réyut waaye nag nañu jàppale suqalil ñun ku ñuy yërëm te dañu dimbale loolu lañ bëgg waaye lu passé ñi ngee ñaan yàlla bu mu fi xamati ba illa ajalin musamman ñi ngee ñaan yàlla loolu
What the TRC is doing is very, very important because there are many people who lost their lives without their parents or their family knowing that they lost their lives during the last regime. So what the TRC is doing is very, very important because the parents will know that this person there at this particular time and he is killed by this particular person. So it's very, very important what the TRC is doing, and it will also ensure that this government ruling, it will also ensure that they will not do any such mistakes, because if the president or this government know that what they will do will be, people will talk about it as, for example, like the TRC. So they will stop doing the bad things that, for example, like what happened in the last regime, what the government was doing, killing people for his own wish, whether he feel like it or not. And it will also ensure that each and everyone will, people will fear. Anyone who is asked to kill a particular person will fear to kill that person because they know that there will be the TRC is always there to help the Gambian.
xam nga nit su reyee nit doo ko mën a rey yow seetal su fekkee moom yëfu maa teel a def nga teg ko luwa su fekkee nag defu loolu nga bàyyi ko yàlla yàlla moom mu ngi gis du dégg mu ngi gis lépp moom moo ko mën a atte ni su téye nag nga def ko place pour lu tax ma wax loolu pour keneen bu mu ko def waaye fekkee téyul ko nag nga bàyyi ko yàlla man dégg naa ci TRC maa ngi ko déglu ñu ne ma dagg na nit di ko dog yow itam soo ne da nga ko defaat comme loolu dafay métti da nga ko war a baalal rek teel a tax nga bàyyi ko yàlla parce que doo ko mën a dagg soo ko daggee rek kenn itam da nga yow itam dina la dagg waaw waaye nag lu ñu wax noonu gis naa ne dafa métti waaye donc yàlla mu ne lu métti nga muñal ko ah doo ko mën a fayee ko yàlla moo mën a fay bor nañ ko baalal te yàlla tax.
dafa ma métti trop dafa métti ba métti lu ko li problème bi mooy ñu ko doon def xëy na ñu ko waa defuñ ko ak seen sogo am nañ njiit lu nekk am na leader bi moo joxe am order te bi ñu la joxee order demuloo yow mu demul de mën laa fekk foo ree la xëy na ñu ko doon def du seen sogo because bi ñu ko defee ba pare si last ending bi woot bi because lu wax mu ni moom du ma dam because gars yi daw dañ ko kañ daw moom du daw Gambien la so dafa toog ba bis ñëw comme bis bi bëggoon na koo wax Gambien yi xam ne lii mu ngi woon dox xam nga moom soo ñoom seen team bi rek li ñu rey daanaka dem na 48 people moom kenn lu mu rey Omar Diallo bi lu mu rey moom kenn pël bi xam nga dèjà mu ne sa moom olof lay gën a wax sa si pour anglais bi so moom lu mu rey moom kenn daanaka mu dem na 24 so nit na trop am comme gaañeen si gars yi rey ak comme ni gars yi reyee Baba Diop si lopitaan bi loolu information la gars yi am ku nekkoon judis la time xam nga kooku de si bañoon loolu dañ ko waa fekk moom te ñu rey ko so gars yi ñu def lu waa xam ne du seen sogo ak du seen coobare waaye leader la njiit la comme ku ne xam na njiit bu fi nekkoon nu mel comme njiit la joxee place bëggoon njiit boo demoon na ba yàgg mujj gi sax man mi di wax yow maa ko gën a bëgg ku ne waaye tey ji maa ko gën a bañ ku ne du ma wax caam because doomu aadama foor na foor boo xam ne boo ko xasee ba rey benn ba ñaar ba ñett rek nga rey ko te wax la benn risin bu tax nga rey nit ki am fortu nga bu ñu ne bu yàlla mu laa boo reyee ni teye ko rek safara nga jëm waxuma laa nga rey ñaata nit bu ñu laa wax teenam bu nekk afakalilaay lu mu fa def si doomu aadama kenn xamul nu mu em te loolu Gambien yi baax ñoo fa nekk tey kay Gambie moo naa passé fi te mën naa am si nit ñi baax yëpp te dinañ suuf waaye ñu xamuñ ko xool xam nga bés bi yàlla waxoon dina feeñ soo mu bu la yàlla dénkee dara boo la si def ndànk ak dal ak teey
am na ñu nga xamante ne dinañ am ene pour baalal leen because of nu ñu waxee am na ñu nga xamante ne su fekkee si sañ biir lam reyee sañ bokka duñ leen baalal yaa ngi understand waaye xam nga nit ku nga xamante ne dañ koo baalal tamit suñ ko gisee dañ koy xam mun nañ leen ni baal mun nañ ni ñàkk a baal affaire bi loolu la nag.
waaw loolu nag moom dafa des si xam nga yëfi people la yëfi mbooloo la tey kii mun naa gisee nii keneen mun naa gisee na la waaye nag comme lu passé na soo ko seetee ndax fu ne nii tey ku baale wut ak ku baaleeg yëpp lu passé na. kon fu ne man suma gis-gis mooy nañ ko jeexal rek ñi dem liggéey séentu nag bañ nag lu passé amaat ñu tray li si kanam gën a rafet li ñu romb si gannaaw man daal lii moo ci doon suma xalaat.
They might forgive, others might forgive, others might not forgive, because we can see to read that the people who have been killed, their family cannot forgive on behalf of those people because they are already dead. Because God says that he cannot judge between two people. If a person killed, for example, like Sana Sabali killed someone,
And then if Sanasabali is, the family is supposed to give on the family cannot forgive on behalf of that person because the person is already dead. But if at all the people who they maltreat are still alive and they can forgive them, they can forgive them. No one can stop them from forgiving that particular person.
Moom ko doon def sax xam na ne métti lu na ko mun na ko Gambien yi baalal waaye loolu du neex a baalal because li baalal bi mooy am fekkoon man de reyoon suma waajur wala suma mbokk because tey ñëpp Gambien leen képp ku nekk jullit rek mbokk doomu aadama rek nga mën a nekk because métti na ma waaye bu Gambien yëpp taxawee baalal ko mun nañu ko baalal waaye bi nga ko baalee moom tamit des na diggante moom ak ñu mu rey ak yàlla soo ñu mën nañu ko baalal waaye ñu mu rey tamit am nga bakkantam na ñoo ko mën a baalal waaye du ñun so loolu moom mu ngi si seen biir ñoom
mbokk yi lii lañ leen amaroon laajte na nit ñi seen opinion ku nekk wax nañu xalaatam si waxtaani TRRC bi so ñu leen a jox dig daje ba beneen yoon incha allah jërëjëf.
Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Busubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
Welcome back from that video where people were having their say about what the junglers have said so far. We're still with the junglers story, and very quickly, it's been trending online that the junglers...
It's been trending that speculations have come out that the junglers may be released.
Speculation? I think that's a letter.
Apparently that was a letter. I didn't see the letter, but yeah, I have to be careful because I'm not sure.
I'm telling you that there have been a letter.
Apparently there has been a letter from the Minister of Justice that the junglers are going to be released, and I saw on Facebook and on other platforms where people are resistant to this idea. I think the revelations from the TRRC have been very touching and very brutal. It doesn't make sense to majority of Gambians that this is the right thing to go about it. But I want to believe that there could be reasonable, objective for this to happen. One being that if people have been accused of crimes, they should be charged within 24 hours. 72 hours. That hasn't happened. And they have gone through the TRRC process, which is an alternative process for now to prosecutions. That's my view, but I don't know what you guys have to think about.
Very quickly, should they be released, Mr. Manjang?
Yeah, I think they should be released. That's part of the TRRC. That's what TRRC is all about. You know, you come and own up to your to all the crimes you committed and apologize openly to the Gambian people. So it will be left to the families or Gambians generally. But then this release doesn't mean they are going scot-free. We are still waiting for the recommendation. Some people will be referred for trial. Gambians have to understand that. But for TRRC to be effective and for it to continue and for us to know what really happened, these people have to be released. That will encourage others to come forward.
And I think one thing that's important for Gambians to note is also to have a little bit of patience. I know this is too much to ask of someone who is just learned that this individual killed my father or killed my sister. That's too much to ask to say, let's let this go. But you have to also understand sometimes you cannot have all the things you want. Even in the most advanced countries, they do cut deals with people who have a lesser stake in a particular crime to get someone who has a higher stake. So that because these people are not just they are not just people who are alleged to have committed a crime, they are assets as well. You have to look at it from that perspective.
From a legal point of view.
And yes, and the assets they are, because if these people don't come and testify in any court, you may have Jammeh. You can lose him. Because it's one thing to assume, to say someone, to allege that someone has committed it, and it's completely another thing to prove it. And to prove it, these are kind of people you need. So that is why you need to have patience. It's too much to ask, but I'm sure the Justice Ministry should first come out, have a meeting with this, and honestly tell them. Because Ba is also in a complicated person. He cannot come and tell people, I'm going after Jammeh. And to go after Jammeh, I need this. He cannot say that out in the open.
Absolutely.
But this is what it is.
Yeah. So before we move on, my opinion here is this. Since the junglers have been arrested, it's been a long time up to now. And we have to understand, we do not work on sentiments. We work with laws.
Almost 2 years now.
Right? We work with laws. And if people are not being charged for a crime where they could be taken to court, incarcerating them beyond 72 hours is against their rights. Regardless of whether or not they are considered criminals, each individual, as long as you're a human being, you're entitled to your basic rights must be respected. And the TRRC also, we know that when it is done, when it's being concluded, it's going to make recommendations. And if somebody willingly comes to TRRC and offer information to the TRRC process, they are helping the process. And we should be patient enough to wait for the TRRC recommendation to come out.
And you incarcerate
to either indict them or to grant them amnesty.
And if you incarcerate them, you lose them.
Yeah.
If I am in jail, why do I need to come and testify against anybody?
Exactly.
Right. All right, so that's some of the arguments you hear from the proponents, supposed proponents.
Well, apparently,
three of us
will agree.
Who do we know? Now we turn to environment affairs, and that is the specialty of our guests.
And Mustafa's as well.
And Mustafa.
Recently, two very important articles.
Not just a microbiologist, but also an environmentalist, and he's been involved in some of the things that have been happening around our beaches, in Katong, Gunjur, etc., etc. But let me begin by asking Mr. Manjang, one of the concerns, some of the concerns we had after the change of government was that clandestine or secret mining has been happening on the Jammeh, where we had from the Jani Commission have accrued a lot of money that went to his pocket, allegedly.
Alhamdulillah.
So, companies like Alhamdulillah, where's the other companies? Etc., those things. You've been an activist, perhaps you have a sharp eye, an eagle eye on these activities. Are they still going on?
Yeah, they're still going on. The cash guy,
Gash.
Yes,
Gash. Gambia, what is the name of the company?
Angola, Ghana, China.
Gambia, Angola, China, whatever.
Something,
Who was famous for
he actually has a magazine, I think.
Exactly. Initially, before I even had the name, one journalist, I think is Kerafato's journalist. It's some with a Mutawa kind of dress. I was asking President Barrow, which is this guy, who is mine? He said, we are giving it to one company, and he just,
he couldn't even remember the name.
No, he waffled through. He's trying to escape, so he was put on the spot. The way he answered quickly, well, we give it to one company, and he went. The guy didn't press him again. So this is the guy behind it, and these are very, very, very valuable resources.
And that is the mining at Tanyang?
It started in Sanyang, but the next target is going to be in Katong. So I don't know how it's going to happen, because there is no place now to mine Katong. And not only Katong, even Gunyu, this sand is there. And you go to Nyafurang is, if you can watch it live, daytime, it glitters.
But I hope if it is happening now, it is not happening now in the name of the Gambia government, not secretly as before Gambia.
This is where our parliamentarians are disappointing the entire country, because these are the issues, they've been there. So we expect...
in parliament that...
Yeah, exactly.
Is it being done
well,
on behalf of the government, or is
it now reflects on the budget, unlike on the Jammeh.
Okay.
It now reflects on the budget. But what Ahmed, I think, is explaining is the nature, the transparency Oh, okay. Like how much do they take from that place?
Exactly.
How we don't
Nobody
know.
knows.
How much does this material itself cost? What is the quantity they take?
Yeah, and how these guys end up having that contract? Our parliamentarians should ask that.
Yes.
Because
one should have probably that it should have been a government.
This should be on the Gambia's geology department. But it's not.
One would have thought it was a government ministry, we would have got it.
Yeah, exactly, and it should be sort of a bidding thing. We have the issue with that, and Halifa was complaining. It was never reflected in the budget, even though it's been going. And now we have this. We have a democratic, elected government. We have parliamentarians. We have environmental select committee and all that. But nobody is asking questions. Even when the president said, we give it to somebody, nobody got up in that house. Well, unless I missed it, to ask, who is this and how much are they earning? How much is Gambia government is getting?
But how does it impact on the environment? I think that's
it's terrible. The impact of this Mustafa I've seen, till Fosan. These are our furrows and vegetable gardens. Women will go in during the dry season and do their vegetables. If you come from Combo, our moms contribute more to our education than our dads, because they're very industrious. This is what they do, dry season go, to do vegetable garden. But in the rains, they will go and put their rice there.
The same place?
Yes, so this is what they are mining for construction and also for this blind sign.
You know what's funny? Just yesterday, a student from the college was writing his project on this mining in Sanyang and Gunjur, and he had me review parts of his research. And what he has written there, as far as the impact on the environment is concerned, as far as the impact it has on agriculture and how people are complaining about the impacts on their lives there, it mirrors exactly what Mustafa wrote on his story.
He saw it.
So this has to be credible.
Yeah, no, he saw it. He spoke to the victims because these women, some of them were threatened. If you leave, you give it 10,000, or you get nothing. So they'll take the 10,000. I personally, I was involved. I'll go in the field, speak to these ladies. There are people who insist that they're not going to go away.
In fact, the black sand mines is just immediately after the gardening Sanya.
Yeah. So what's happened, if you say you're not going to go, because they will mine here, you'll have mine here, so eventually your garden is up there. So the water table in your garden, the water will draw into those trenches. So you get no water in your garden. You are left with nothing.
So that's one aspect of it.
Yeah, exactly. You've seen some wells which were concrete, 2 meters above ground level. They mine all over and the well is still standing. So that's the economic and economic impact. But environmentally, these sand dunes, affect even the pattern of rainfall. So, like, we don't have rain stop-start. It's not a coincidence. The wind, how they move, wind move, and that will determine how much rain we have. Traditionally, the Combos have more rain than up countries. That's the contribution of the ozone. But what is now happening, because there is no other barrier. Once it hit the 1st June, there is a train, so the wind will turn like this and go back into the sea. So there is more rain in the sea now than on land. This is one thing, and the long-term effect, nobody knows, because this is an ecology, complete ecology of land, and all overnight is changing. So even the wild animal living there have to struggle. It's like you take me here and dump me in Greenland. What I'm going to do? You need some time to adjust. But this wild animals or simple thing, everything is interconnected. They don't know what to do. They're confused.
So what should we do? What should the government do to ameliorate this environmental, destruction?
There are options, because if you said,
are we
okay,
getting more by mining than than leaving our environment to be damaged?
No. Few fat cats are genuine. They earn a lot of money. That's the situation in the Gambia. But the entire population are losing a lot. Government can do a lot of things. Africans, we have to be creative. 20 years ago, very few people used sand to build their houses. So there is this traditional way of building houses we can improve, and the technology is there. I've been to some environmental conference, even within Gambia here. People have solution. It's with them. It's just a question of government giving them the necessary support. We would not need this sand to build. It's more temperature controlled than this. You need far less energy to keep your house warm or to keep it cool during the dry season when you have this, because the material is far very poor conductor of heat. You know, like the mud we use, you can make it in such a way that is even stronger than the cement.
How about dredging? Like we go into the sea and take the sand from the sea.
That can also, that can not even only tsunami, but in the sand, on the seabed, there is a forest there. That's where the fish feed. You know, the seaweed, the corals, exactly. So these support our life. Once if entire corals should collapse, we will all die.
So we can't identify, but because I've said this because you have places where sea level rise is affecting. Understand?
Yeah.
And there is sand there.
Yeah.
And perhaps if we take the sand from those places, maybe the water will fall back. I'm just giving you a
The other thing we can do, we can decentralize it. It's not that we have sand only here. All over the country, you go to any region, there is sand.
Ah, really?
Yes.
So it's not just this coast?
No. All the furrows have sand. You know? You go to Basse, you see the type of sand they use is like milk. It's so pure, it's so white. They go on and
so how about, we have Banjul,
and
we have somewhere around the old slave house.
Yes.
These are places that have been, that water is threatening to take from us.
Yeah.
We go to those places and take the sand from the sea, and then the water falls back.
How sustainable
is our dependence on sand?
It comes up. And then it gets into the
It's not just sustainable. It's not sustainable. I think the other thing also, we generally are not creative. People refuse to think. Or the thinkers don't want to go into politics. But we have a lot of sand in Mauritania and some part of Senegal.
Okay.
We can use this as a commercial thing. That's going to create a lot of job opportunities. It might be a little bit expensive.
It's not a bit expensive, yes.
Yeah, but if Senegal, Mauritania should invest in this, they can have like a train. These locomotive trains with a lot of that will cheap us. So it will be a source of revenue for the people of Mauritania and also the drivers and also the train drivers. They don't need it in the Sahara Desert.
If clay is usable, we have a lot of clays in
clay. Also, you can use clay for these bond bricks. You see the houses in England. We have a lot of that. That also is another alternative. That's why we only concentrate on one thing. We concentrate on one thing. It have to be
so in the long run, in another 50 years, we have problems.
No, 50 years is too long.
It's too long.
I was already here.
Malandinjere took one picture of our beach in November last year. You've seen that? That big boat there. 20 meters we lost between November and May.
Imagine.
May, 20 meters of our beach. You know, so
if
that's
the current trend continues, you fear that in the next 10 years we could have problems?
No, 10 years is too long. I'm not being exaggerated anything, because last June 2019 is the hottest June since record begins. So the globe is warming and the ice are melting and the sea level is rising. So sea level
rise at the, how do they call it, the 8th continent.
Yeah, exactly. So the sea level is rising. Now we are taking the barrier between us and the sea and we are building it. It doesn't make sense.
It makes sense.
So,
and the sea is coming nearer and nearer.
Yeah, exactly.
But the perception out there that especially the activists hold is that the government doesn't care. The government is more concerned about the resource, the money that they are getting, that majority of us are not even enjoying, than the frustration that is coming from these areas where people are concerned about their farmlands, about their livelihoods, and the effects that this is having on them. And even though I don't live in Congo South, but I fear for our future as a country if this continues, especially also with the Chinese presence in the country.
That's a special topic.
Subscribe to that?
We all suffer in any way, because if this damage are done, or if there is a major environmental disaster, it is the government that's going to take over. So that's going to take resources from other vital areas and put into that. So it's a vicious circle.
So it's better.
You know, Africa, we are not good at long-term planning. You know, everybody's thinking about themselves. Like when I was coming here, the first that struck me is the condition of the road. I look at these beautiful houses, but the roads are terrible. Yeah. So the communal things, nobody cares until when it hit us. You know, then we all start thinking. Okay. You know, and this not only on the environment side, but even politics. This is how Yahya Jammeh was made. Oh, he arrested this. Oh, it's not me.
Yeah, that's right.
He come for my father. It's not. You know, so it goes like that. By the time we know the guy have to come and say very, very stupid thing.
Then we all know.
Then we all get hang on if you don't get up it. So this is the situation. You and our politicians are taking advantage of our indifference to our collective thing.
Well, your National Assembly member told me dismissively.
That's the National Assembly for Commerce.
Dismissively, because after my story, I just needed to speak to an authority. Yeah. So I went to him and he looked at me. I explained all the stories and various places I've visited and what I've seen. And he dismissively told me, no, they don't understand. There's no problem in Congo. The water is not going to spill over on us. Because I said, but the barrier between the sea and the mines is just 60 meters, in some places 70, in some places far less. Yeah, you know. But he said, well, the water will not spill over in the mines.
The guy is not comfortable.
Assembly member
I'm not sure he's very comfortable.
This is a true story. Yeah. A National Assembly member from Badibu once told me that the Chinese will never be able to finish the fish in the sea. He said there are so many fish in the sea
that we cannot finish
no
it.
So look at that idea. With this Gunjur idea.
No. If you grow up in Gunjur, you know that fish stock is already struggling big time. Because when we are kids, the bunga used to be bigger.
Even in Burfoot, where I grew up,
it's alarming if they are thinking that way, though, because it just suggests that the education is not enough to understand that these things could have consequences in the short term and in the long term.
It's actually common sense.
But the Chinese finish fish in their ozone. That's why they are here.
Absolutely.
So is there anything that is never?
No, this finished.
And the complex problem is, Ahmed, I was alarmed when I look at that. Like, the National Assembly member the National Assembly Environment Committee were the people who told me the combined demand of fish from these companies is 2,500. Yeah. These are the companies. He said it's the companies themselves who told him that.
No, I've got the video where they mention these names. You know, there's these things.
But where do they even get all those fish?
They will call.
Certainly, they don't get it.
No, only from Gambia, but they will call like Casamas, the fisherman, and also from Dakar, and also even Guinea-Bissau, they will deliver. Right. But you see the number of fish, the number of boats in Gunjur just triple. What that is doing. They now pay the fishermen before they go out to sea. Nice. So when they come, they have the first option. So already the locals are getting the leftover. And what this is doing is that...
so they pay the fishermen
before they even go out to sea. So when you come, you have to go and meet your obligations. Yeah, exactly. So what that's doing, because these ladies, this is what they go and buy and go and sell it, for small profit. But that profit margin is getting narrower, and they are leaving it. So why I'm so concerned about this is about livelihood. Because if you grow where I grew up, and if I'm going to give you a practical example. If you go to URR, certain tribal groups, they will tell you, Gambia, well, they exchange their kids so they can get money with this differently able or who need a complete 24-hour support. This is due to birth defects, mentally, retarded, because the nutrition, what the pregnant women are getting, there's not enough protein in it. Nice. And these have a lot of implications. You go to URL, you go to 1-2 compound, you'll see a disabled child. It's completely different when you come to Burfoot and Gunjur. You hardly see those kind of kids with mental retardation. This is a fact. You take protein out of the diet, you are as good as that, especially much more for pregnant women. They need highly nutritious food. And the best and cheapest source is this bunga fish. Everybody can buy. We know the fish oil is full of omega-3. Omega-3 can make you smarter. You know, I'm not selling the
Is that because we're good your people?
No, yeah.
Baribu has no
Baribu has
anyway.
Yeah, okay, because they eat the frost. It's still salty, right? Yes, it's still salty.
Absolutely.
So this is a fact. Now they are taking that protein, cheapest source of protein from the local people. That means our protein consumption is going to go down, and we need to find a replacement. So now you have this highly subsidized chicken from Europe, which is full of hormones, is highly hormonized. You know, they've been fed a lot of antibiotics. So what is going to happen, you're going to see a lot of spread of antibiotic resistance. You will go to hospital, they will prescribe you antibiotic. It didn't work. Because you already got consuming the chicken, which is, you know, been fed with antibiotics. And the hormones also can affect our fertility and all that. And fish also happen to be very, very key in controlling hypertension.
Yes,
and in recent years, we've seen young people in their 30s getting hypertension. You know, I was reading a report before I come to this show about two different communities, the same people, different communities, like the Eskimos in the Greenland and the Eskimos that migrated to Denmark. You know, when they study them, the Eskimos in their original home in Greenland were mainly, their diet is predominantly fish. You know, there is hardly hypertension or diabetes among them. But the same people who migrated to Denmark and they're eating the same diet as the Danish, the level of hypertension and diabetes among them is almost the same as that of the. So these are key things. Nobody is thinking about this in the House of Parliament. All they are thinking about
the money,
how much coming and the paltry employment opportunities they will. That's their argument.
Wow.
But they're not thinking for the common man.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ahmed Manjang, who's an environmental activist, and also we have time, of course, to talk about your other specialty, that's microbiology, perhaps in another edition of the brunch. So we will take a break with a look at our entrepreneur of the week. When we come back, we talk football because the Gambia is preparing to participate in the West African Football Union Nations Cup for the first time. And the man charged to take charge of that preparation and the tournament on our behalf, Coach Omar Sisa, is in the studio. We'll talk about it and pay tribute to the late Peter Bono Johnson, also a football coach. But that's after looking at the entrepreneur of this week, which is Mori K. Sanya.
Yeah, my name is Moriki Sanya, most commonly known as Morris. Most of the people know me Morris. Yeah, this business is called Barcelona Fashion Shop. So we have started the business for some times back, like 5 years back, but it's like the foundation, the history of the business, like it's family business. You know, we are brothers. So we start from one shop, and then later with the help of God, you know, we expanded. Now we have three shops. Yeah, different brand names. So we have Berska, we have Alcott, we have Stridovirus, and we have Pull & Beer before ngo shotole. So but signing o kanala kata. But ninka men before nga jamala soto nga H&M soto, you know, all be quality products or me alonko, they are all high, you know, class products. Nka keola kutol wafile, nka keola shotol wafile 3/4, nka amle sol wafile, nka shirt sol wafi, musol fana na side, you know, different stops also the jenga me alonko, nka highway sol soto jele, you know, nka crop top also the you know, official wears, we, you know, our hand is in everything now, yeah. Yeah, business on in Safono because ndel nga inherit le comme nga tan na parents of my dad was a businessman. Though ndel been in our own field because as you see me, I'm a qualified teacher. My next brother is like he's a university graduate. Na elder brother me alonko atel found business ninti Mohammed. Ate been out for almost 20 years plus since we are young. So the other brother is also at a phenomenal business lala. Ada fanam finditala so itel yentel tu janne janentel nga meng so birim mentarek after nyoma so sign then we establish the business, but alhamdulillah it's okay. Yeah, kolea call sometimes yalone sometimes business o Gambia jam among ke ku easy but koku ne niwa kala ne be bulala silo noma inyanta trailale yalondo so do mande because ni won ko londo soro ni mol jara e ko be bulalaji at the end of the day ka jolone so wala na most of the times business o bukatano modol buljang wonde ka alhamdulillah nga kolya ku jamara soro je like ni mole bagasol nati sometimes customer bukanana before because ka jale coming ko nka bagasol mel nati ani bagas dol baga kilenti but the problem is it'll come and complain coming ko dalta mel la maraseto no janning yedale na bagasol la so wakatanye ko la kudo but at least nada alhamdulillah say okay customer sorole out jang Gambia jang sorole Senegal sorole Sierra Leone sorole Guinea Bissau all over right now because ngamol sorole me yalon ko sande ka bagasol samol mal after yaki Europe alhamdulillah. Yeah, right now before we have some like before nga expand we have very few people because we have brothers before. So saying at least we have around like 10 or more people because still now we expecting to employ more Gambian brothers and sisters as time goes on. Yeah, that's our plan because it's purely Gambian. The business is established in purely Gambian. We are proud that our own people are definitely coming out and support us. We thank everyone for that. Until luckily it's like society kono jamalon because ni ajibe din official dokulal bi jemeni alon ko be official to wal canal we have their part here and then also me alon ko the other sector me alon ko outside Zafono because right now mole customer dol mi soro meni alon ko wal they are outside like Guinea Bissau wal canal they buy in bulk and take it so wal bi jele me alon ko Libanese wal fana is definitely everywhere now. Zafono bagasol inside the society kono kende ke fang yeah nyum business okay na vision inshallah we want to expand it even beyond the Gambian border ngala sonda laftale coming ko ngamo Gambian youth sol ngamo Gambian employee shoto right now this area here Zafono West Coast we have 3 shops. So maybe in few years later, we want to expand it over beyond the Gambian border. We target in different parts of Gambia very soon. So, but we plan to go beyond the Gambia because big customers, so many of them they are from Guinea-Bissau, they are from Dakar, some even Sierra Leone. So, after in few times, a few years time, they'll beyond the border, inshallah. The first shop main shop is along the Kairaba Avenue, just opposite GPPA, All IC building near Alliance Franco, and then the second one is just here, Senegambia, New Road. Yeah, where they take this tipper garage cars, just opposite the highway. Yeah, this is the third shop. We do have 4 before, just the other one is at the mall. Yeah, but there is some ups and downs there, then we decided to take it somewhere else. Yeah, third one is just beside Alibaba restaurant, near Afrimed Clinic. Yeah, opposite LG. Yeah, our business numbers, the first one is 7018672, I repeat, 7018672, and the other one is 7101089, 7101089, and the third is 7339767, 7339767. Yeah, my final word, first of all, I have to thank, all my customers, my Gambian brothers and sisters, and also our neighborhood people like Guinea-Bissau, Senegal, Sierra Leone, and also those are in diaspora. And also, we finally thank, on behalf of Barcelona, we thank Kerfatu for coming and, interviewing us, yeah.
Welcome back to the brunch. We are still live on Kerfatu and changing the topic now to sports. Actually, sports should have been a regular feature on our programs, and henceforth we will have a dose of it, inshallah. Now, the Gambia will be among 15 other West African countries who will take part in the first ever West African Football Nations Cup, otherwise WAFO Cup, that will take place in Senegal, Dakar, in September. Now, the organizers have said they are encouraging all the participating countries to send their best team to that place, including, of course, if you want, Team A, which is the Scorpions. But the Gambia has chosen to select the national under-23, which is the Olympic team, to participate in this competition. Now, who is leading the preparations is Omar K. Sise, the coach for this team. Sise, welcome to the brunch.
Thank you very much for having me, Cham.
Good, and I still have my panelists, Nima Kamara from Kiang. It's good to know that Coach Omar Sise too is from Kiang. And Ahmed Manjang and Nima are really football fans. So, Omar, how far your preparations? Because obviously this is going to be the first edition of the Nations Cup. Second rather, which is the highest.
Yeah.
And this is having all the 16 countries. How are you prepared?
Well, Cham, as you know, we are into our 4th week of preparation. It's never easy. We've selected quite a lot of players, home-based players. Actually, we now, instead of the under-23, we're going to use the home base. And also we have a privilege to bring in some players from overseas.
Because WAFO is telling you to take your best.
Yes.
What I understand is WAFO want to do like they do in Southern Africa. They have a block called COSAFA.
COSAFA, yeah, I know.
Which is definitely very keenly competitive because they bring in their A teams, the same teams that go for the Cup of Nations and the World Cup.
Yeah.
They are encouraging. WAFO have been dull, we know, dormant. But now they say they put their acts together. They want nations to take their A teams. Why do you think the Gambia is not taking the Scorpions?
It would have been a very good opportunity for Gambia.
Yes.
A very good platform for the ongoing qualification round.
Yes.
But as you can see also, the talent under the senior team is very much wide. And we were unfortunate that we were ruled out of the under-23, which is the Olympic qualifier due to financial constraints. And also we couldn't compete in the CHAN also. So I think that's why the FA decided to send this team to. And actually it's a tough...
So this is going to be a combination of the CHAN, those who have played for CHAN and the Olympics, as well as some from the Scorpions.
Yeah, it's an open. It's an open because before the World Cup qualifier draw or the AFCON qualifier draw, I've even selected the 2 senior goalkeepers to join us. But now I've ruled them out because they will be needed for the senior team. Yeah, I'm using more of the home-based players and the graduates from the previous under-20 that I was coaching, and as well the ones of Mata, and we will also see the ones we can catch up from overseas. Though it's not a FIFA date, it might be difficult.
But how many such players from overseas would you want to blend with you?
It is before you even call me. I was working on this in our restaurant. Because we had a test match yesterday against Brikama. It was not a very good one. We lost to them.
Brikama United.
So I'm pushing to contact some of them. I have quite 5 or 6 of them standing by. Depend on if their teams will understand and give them chance to come and play.
Okay.
But definitely, we hoping that 3 or 4 of them will make
professionals will join. Will join you.
Yeah.
Now the competition is divided into 2. Actually, they said there's going to be. They will call that one the cup. That is 8 teams.
Yeah, that's
and
the
then
Cup of Nation. Yeah.
The plate that will be another 8 teams. But this system is such that when all the 16 teams gather, they will be paired.
Yes.
2 pairs, and then they will go for a knockout.
Yeah.
And then if you survive the knockout, you go straight to the cup. Where there will be 2 teams of 4. If you are knocked out, you will still not come back, but you play in the lesser tournament called the plate.
Yeah, that's a knockout.
Our partner is Ghana. Are you expected to knock them out?
Yes, of course, Cham. Ghana beat us inside Ghana. You know about the controversial that happened.
Yes.
And it's a
you will blame refereeing
and also the organizers because I didn't speak French, but the 90 minute of the game, I can understand the fourth referee is telling the referee that something should be done.
Right.
Because if they would have not given that penalty, the game would have ended. So it comes a wrong time that the ball hit Mata, not on his hand, and he gave it.
Is that before?
That was before.
Anna's revelation or after?
That was. I think it was a lot.
No, that's where it started.
That's where the problem started.
In fact, the draw was very interesting.
Because it's from that tournament, Anna drew most of
the draw was very interesting. When I arrived at Radisson Hotel, and everybody, the Fox people, everybody was shouting, "Oh, here is he! Here is he!" We all think you were crazy, but after a few months, we knew that what you were saying is right.
When he came ranting and very angry about the refereeing, everybody thought he was very undiplomatic to go on international platform to say such thing. But later, Anand's discoveries,
vindicated him. Vindicated him.
But now I will let Mr. Manjang, who's a football fan, at least to put some 2 or 3 questions.
I was going to ask something he already mentioned. That's how are you going to get your internationals? Because it's not a FIFA date.
Yes, it's not.
So that depends on the understanding that I, as a coach, has created between me and the club officials. It's sometimes very difficult because the first edition in Ghana, we couldn't get any international. So, but this time I've been talking to, I think. We will be lucky. The ones in Senegal will be able to come because during the tournament, the Senegalese league will be break. So that will give us chance to get them. I think that is 2. That is Bon and Gabriel, who is even traveling to Denmark today for a 1-week trials. So hopefully he make it. That's what I want. Those ones will come. We also have other players that are Gambians that are interested in paying their own flight to come and try with us. So we will give them chance. We are playing Senegal on the 21st of this month, a friendly game in the stadium. So we will see some of them, and then if we think they are okay, then we will enroll them. It's difficult in this tournament because we are only allowed to take 27-man delegation. This year is a little bit better. Last one we took only 18 players. So this time we're going to take 21 players and 6 officials. So the selection is too tight.
The other thing, I want to ask is about media coverage. Is it going to be?
Yes, this tournament is fortunate that it's sponsored by one of the biggest TV station in the world. Fox channel is covering, and they are the sponsor as well.
Actually, Fox is now working with WAFU. Get WAFU to the level of COSAFA and the SACAFA. Like all regional blocks are well grounded and well sponsored. WAFU had been dormant.
I am pretty much so, Cham. You will be surprised that this tournament might dominate the African Cup of Nations because the draw was very good.
And also it's regional, like Gambia, why I don't see they don't build on the publicity, on the level of interest in zonals.
Was very great.
During our time was very good.
It was really very, very
I could remember.
But why zonal not like a national league where you have everything and you have relegation and promotions, but people will go to Basel and play Basel because Basel people will want to come and support it rather than we have everything centered around. I think this undermine the progress of
it's been expanded.
Yeah. And even today, the league is following that line. Gradually, they want now people from Manchekong, from Frafenia and Kiang West are playing the league now.
The second division league.
Part of the problem was infrastructure. Now you have a first-class football field at Soma, which makes the regionals, and then it's just a 1.5 drive from Basay, from Banjul, Frafenia is just 20 minutes. It is hoped that when the league is expanded along that line, so people in the rural areas will be able to play in the national league, and then the catchment for the coaches will be bigger.
But in 2 hours, Kiang East and Jara West will kick off the final for the third division quality.
Oh, that's what
I'm invited in this game, but unfortunately
you cannot make it there. So let's talk about Mr. Manjang here has a general question. Why do you think we have not reached the Cup of Nations still now? Is it technical, organizational, or what kind of issues do you think?
I have never met you that you don't put me in a tight spot. Well, I think I will say our time didn't come yet, because definitely.
You agree with that?
Yes.
I have questions.
Yeah, but let me answer this. Let me answer this one. Gambia is very much fortunate with very good players. And qualifying in Cup of Nations, it consists of an experience in playing in the competition. We still lack of.
I see.
Because this particular one, we could qualify, but we lost the first game that we lose against Benin has cost us, and the one we lost against Togo here. You know, so I think the technicians at the moment at the senior team are doing a very good job, because you compliment somebody on what good he has done. The 2 last games they played was very good. So if they can start from there, rather than coming down, going up, they're definitely going to be there next. It's going to be tough.
But this one is tougher. Look at, isn't it tougher? Like this Cup of Nations coming, we're already in Group D. If we can knock out Djibouti, now Djibouti seems to be a minnow compared to us. At least even in FIFA ranking, we are better. But if we knock them out, we're going to Group D, which has Gabon, Angola, and where's the other one again? DRC, which are established footballing nations. Do we think we have a chance?
Yes, we do.
And only 2 are assured of a place in the tournament that's going to host it in Cameroon.
Like I said, where we are now, because we drew Algeria.
Yes.
Okay, and then
Algeria went to win the cup.
Yeah, and we beat
Morocco.
Guinea-Conakry. We beat Morocco. Yes. And that means they are going not this or this, but they are going like this. So if they keep going up, the next opponent beat Djibouti, and then prepare themselves for the Angola
DRC,
and yes, it is possible. It is possible.
Can I interject? My point there, I think our time didn't come. I think that's too simplistic, because we can no longer take our size as an excuse, because Madagascar did very well in the last Cup of Nations. And even the regulars now, Guinea-Bissau, I remember as a kid, these are the whipping, we used to whip them. Even Senegal, we do really compete. I think the investment side need to be looked at. Gambian, you have to encourage the ex-footballers to invest, because you look at this Senegalese team. These are the first badges of like Vieira and Bernard Lama investment in Senegalese football, and you have the cameras now coming, and also the top. I think Gambia need a proper administration. Somebody who loves football, proper administration, not like former.
And the common criticism is that ex-footballers are not in there.
Mr. Manjang, you came up with a very good point. But it can be easier to say like that, but to implement it's very difficult, because he can be a weakness. We stayed some time together in Senegal. And he knows the route that I came from until where I am. He knows everything. When you talk about our ex-football players, you can hardly compare one to any of these names that you have mentioned in terms of financial stability. Okay, I will not say influence to their ex-teams and also in the sport in general. But you cannot also sit in Europe and think that you can help your country. You have to be someone, not like me, I won't say, but you have to be someone like these people that you have mentioned. You should more often go to your country, encourage the young ones with academies and you coming.
Get more involved.
Yeah, when you talk about administrative responsibilities, definitely administratively, GFF is doing well. Because where they came from and where they are now is totally different. He can bear me weakness. The biggest problem we have sustaining teams is that they are not financially strong and government is not helping them. They also don't get financial support from other entities, different. Because if you can remember, Chan, the under 20 that I was having and they graduated to under 23, if this team would have been in Senegal or Ghana or another country, they will put a lot of money into them, come them more often, play more test matches. This team would have qualified the Gambia to the Cup of Nations today, but we couldn't. after our campaign.
But somebody said that FIFA is bringing $350 million every 4 years. And now, in the past, when we used to be finalists in the Zone 2, there was no money.
But Cham, you should know something. The money FIFA gives is not allowed to go to the national team.
I know that they go for
the reason FIFA allowed us to put some money in the national team some years ago, because the nature of the government we have, and the government was not supportive. Okay? If you know, in Senegal, the local team Ross we have, they give a few jerseys and balls from the government. So Gambia football.
Well, I think what the government at the time, most is to look for areas of raising funds. Now, in the recent weeks or so, the Gambia has started what they call now the sports levy.
Yeah, I heard that.
Whereas if you buy fuel, or rather if you buy a scratch card or you know top up your phone, some part of it will be collected to go to this sports levy, which they said will make Africell alone can raise $200 million. You don't talk about QCell and Comium. So together we may have $600 million a year. So perhaps if this has been done in the past more and is judiciously spent, perhaps this can help not just football. Because the argument here is a lot of money is going to football, and they didn't have much results to show.
For it,
if you pump half of this into athletics, we went to the semi-finals in the sprints in the Olympics in 2012 in London. If they had enough money, so much money that the football has been given, probably we would have got an Olympic medal by now. Look, what were your question?
So the question I have is based on what I've been hearing. Obviously, my ignorance on sports management is showing already. But the question I have is, I mean, a lot of people have been speculating, and this is coming from their frustration over the fact that when you're scouting to build up a team, you don't scout as widely as possible, especially you don't go into the interiors. And also that Gambia has been, the football management has been fond of preparing late for tournaments, for cups like that. And if that happens, then if you bring in foreign players who have not been playing together for so long, and there is no any intimate chemistry between them as far as sports is concerned, and all of this ensure when they perform, and also the level of support we see at the grassroots, at Nawetans, for example, we don't see that at the national level. Why are these things you agree with, or if you do agree with those the assertions that I've been hearing, some of which I agree with?
Yeah, your first question, Nima, decentralization in football can only be in grassroots. Okay.
But this is the source of your team.
Yeah,
that's
but when you come to national team selection, you cannot decentralize it, because national team players are selected from National League 1, 2, and 3 if possible, because these are the best top.
Yeah, but if the leagues are in the province, like you said, if the leagues as
so
now,
they are now in the provinces.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
So, just I would say barely a month ago, we were in Jarasoma and we were training grassroots football about 240 kids in 3 days. And among them, we pick a player from Soma who is in my home right now, is going to play for the under 17s friendly game against Guinea-Bissau. So things that's why I say GFF now and before is different. You know, now all those things are changing, you know, and we will do these elite programs often. Right now, the Principal Cup is going on. So they are looking players from different schools.
Our next question is, why do you think the Nawetan are more popular than
Nawetan is different from the National League. Nawetan is a short period.
Yeah,
and the management in Nawetan and the management in the National League is totally different.
But if they are drawing support, that means there are people who are still passionate about sport.
But these are community teams. Community teams,
why
we can say one, if the league can be communitized.
Exactly.
But this is coming because now Kia West has their own team.
My point. Yeah, but
Brikama United got their own team.
But at the top level, isn't there still resistance among, you know, some of the elite clubs who are owned by individuals who are resisting this idea of making the whole teams, the whole league community?
Yeah, but Cham, this is the culture of our league.
Yeah,
this is how we find it.
But if we find
it will be changed. It will be
changed.
It will be changed, but gradually, not overnight. And as you said, it is coming up. This year, Jara West might have a second division team, too, or Kiang East, and maybe Basay or Farafenni can have an additional one. Zonal has been expanded from only Greater Banjul area up to Kiang. LR has got there, and next is going to be CRR or something like that. So all these people will have opportunity to showcase themselves. And one amazing thing that you don't know, football is nowhere now. Believe me. What I have seen in that training with those kids, football is nowhere.
Yeah, so
just can be found anywhere.
Just to buttress a point, you know, football is tribal. It's about emotions. So if people don't see themselves in the national squad, they wouldn't be interested. So that's why Nawetans are very popular, because they feel ownership. So this is where you should take the lead nationwide. Like if say Walidan is going to Basse, entire Basse will turn up. This is good, and also
and very few people will follow Walidan because they are
exactly. But that's how it is even in England. You know, England might be there more personal, but if you go, you see the number of Real Madrid fans that follow Real Madrid away from them. But the locals will fill their stadiums anyway. And that's good for local economy. Even for that over weekend, they have to eat. They have to go and buy their sweet. They have to buy water.
Even the zonals, when Sukuta is playing Gunjo or Sukuta is playing Brikama, they got a lot of money. The stadium will be full completely. This is a very important point, but it also cannot be overnight because football is governed by a law, and owning a team. I can own my own team if I am financially strong. It's only that I will say, okay, if I own Real de Banjul, I devoted this team to Gunjur on behalf to represent the community of Gunjur. Then I will have them. But it will come. And all these
but the feeling is that this process is slow. Because why is the authorities, football authorities, or perhaps even the government policy makers are not fast tracking things so that we can realize this?
It cannot go in that way. You know better than I do.
I know.
Because Sukuta, we used to have Sukuta Tigers. We changed it to NPA. It dies. Yesterday, a few of them came to me and say, we need your help. We need a third division. We need a divisional. I say, when you are ready, I am ready. I will support. But the thing is, within this community, there is a problem.
How many are willing to come up?
Okay. And what will happen is one or two will put it together on behalf of the community. There will be a time they will quit, and less people will put in their money, and then it won't be community anymore.
And if they put in their money, they want to claim the ownership. So
look, we lost the Kiang West team.
Why?
Yes, because before the Bakari already claimed ownership.
No, but if you are in a position to put laws against these things, the community
he claimed that he owns it, and that has divided Kiang.
I don't think there is commitment from the sports management currently to make sure that community teams thrive at this point. And I think that's something that you need to
Mr. Chan, one more. Yes, I'm going to miss this opportunity. The inter-schools, sports at school level, I think is very weak. It was not always there. Do you have the inter-schools?
Oh, today some finals are playing. It's now called Principal Cup. This year, GFF alone donate them $800,000.
And also that have to be national, like schoolboy international, like in England. You play at schoolboy level.
Players.
You
have teams from all over the region.
That's good.
The GFF programs actually to do that now. I think now, like he said, when it comes to programs, the federation is drawing up programs.
Very good.
Now what is left is now how these programs, the objectives are achieved in the short term. Is going to be the challenge.
It cannot be short term
of the federation. But to end this conversation now, I want you to make a pledge here. We won the WAFU Under 20 Cup. Fine. Now this one is bigger. When we come back here at the end of September, or maybe in October. Can you promise on Kerfa to the brunch that we're gonna play the cup and not the plates, and then we're gonna reach the semi-finals at least in the cup?
I will bring the cup here.
Ah, well, there you go. So if we need any more, so that's what I did. I was going to think you will be a little bit modest there with the semi-final.
No.
But you will bring the cup.
We will go out there and play. And last year, the confidence we went, we were unfortunate. Our confidence was psh. And this year, we have a second chance. But we want to beat Ghana and go through. And we can do it, inshallah.
Good, we can do it, inshallah. Omar Kesise, coach for the Gambia on the 23rd, and now our representatives in WAFU. Thank you very much for joining us on the brunch. Henceforth, we will have a dose of sports, if possible, every week. Nima?
You were going to send a tribute to Bonnie Johnson?
Oh yes, we said that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You worked with Bono a little while in your career as a coach. I knew him very well. In the heydays, rather in the twilight of his career as a footballer. I remember the Nations Cup qualifiers at Congo Brazzaville, where he last played. He was a pillar from 1983 to 94. Actually, he's been playing for the national team, and he started with the junior teams, etc. His club was Flames. You knew him. You both worked as coach for the Gambia in various times. How would you remember him?
Bono is a legend, and I just don't work with him as a coach. I played with him.
Too.
I could remember one of our games, NP, when I was coming, I was told that, do you know this man? I said, yeah, because Bono coached us in Flemings, where he used to do his training at the French high school, somewhere around Latikunda, Danso.
Yes, that is true.
He happened to be somebody who loves this game a lot for nothing. Then those days is lack of resources in coaching, lack of resources in managing teams. Bono is always there. He stood by himself as Flemings, and he stood. And when he comes to coaching, I today will pray to God that I have achieved what he has, because we are yet to achieve what Bono achieved, definitely speaking. He is one of the most decorated Gambian coaches, as I know.
It's been argued that he took us to the highest.
Yes, the highest.
The highest we've ever been to.
Because
it was the World Cup under 20.
Under 20 World Cup 2017.
And then he won bronze in Congo Brazzaville in 2007. Same year. And that is the team that has been to the highest on the continent. So we have not managed to put any team beyond that so far.
I don't remember at any time since I have become a sports fan where Gambian sports have been as popularized as it was under Bono Johnson.
He is one of the most decorated coaches and successful one as a Gambian citizen. I've worked with him, you remember when he brought the Ports Authority to play in Senegal. He invited me, no matter I'm junior to him, he invited me at his hotel and took some advice from me. And the 2007, I was doing my coaching education in US. He was calling me currently every game in Canada.
I still remember one episode in which he played very, 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 very statesmanship. I was told after we were investigating the debacle that hit the under-20 in Liberia, when the team was qualified, that subsequently went global ban. Among the investigations, it was discovered that if the authorities at the time had listened to Bono's advice, that episode would have been prevented. He suggested to them, look, you probably are going with players that are not eligible in this tournament, and he was not listened to. And then we got into trouble. So I really felt, even before he died, when I met him, I always say, well, but you know, I wish they listened to him.
We've really lost a legend in football.
A statesman, and he was always godly.
Very religious.
It was very popular to say, we will do the hard work and leave the rest to God. That was his catchword. He would never talk without ending it with God.
My comment about that, because I only know him by name, and by the time he took over outside the country, it's difficult to follow Gambian sports. But what I want to say is how we don't celebrate our legends until when they died with, and even that, you know, I expect somebody of that caliber, the government will come up with a special statement.
Well, the president did of late. It was late though.
It's
the
better late than never.
To say that on behalf of the president. That came late though.
But if that is Senegal, the guy
is sending me and my team to his funeral on Monday, and we're going to be in our uniforms at
the FA was very quick in
everything is been
the government too. To be fair, the government lately they came with a statement.
That's very good. So that's a
start. I have seen some quarters demanding for state funeral.
Mr. Manjang, this particular point you raised, it's very important in Gambia. When I was with Jam in Senegal, I was not even matched with some of the players that I played the same time, likes of Aliou Cisse, Juve and others. But then TFM was coming up newly. Every international game, ask him, they will invite me to analyze games with Lai Jao and all the big journalists. But it's hardly that you are invited in a radio station or a TV station in the Gambia to talk about what you know. You will see different people who has no idea about what is going on. Gambians don't care about who is who.
And these have knock-on effects. Like, if that is in Senegal, the whole week, Bonu will be in TV. Kids will be looking at that.
Whole week.
We call off a training the day he passed away, and then we call off Monday's training also off because
GFF also had to cut their program.
A very big program that was supposed to take place the night he passed away, the following morning, and was cut off. And for me, Bonu is someone special. I work with him like Chan said. We took over this job together 4 years ago. The position I am, that's where he was. I was next to him and Matar was next to him. He was just unfortunate. One of his interview, I think he put blame on the FA and it became the distance between two after losing home away against Senegal when he was to be fired. But definitely he's a very hard-working person. Hard-working person.
Right, and it's on that note, of course, a tribute to Peter Bono Johnson, our coach and ex-footballer, that we're going to draw the curtain on the brunch this week, which of course has been extended. And I say a special thanks to our guest, Ahmed Manjang, environmental activist and microbiologist. My panelist, Niman Sata Kamara, before a short while ago, Mustafa Dabo too was there, and Coach Omar K. Sise with our Wafu team to Senegal. Watch out September, and we wish you all the best of luck in that tournament.
Thank you very much.
On behalf of everybody, that will be the end for the brunch this week. I'm Lavin Jam. Until the next time, goodbye.
Thank you.
Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Busubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Sea View Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
Hello guys, you guys got very big rams. I hope you don't get it from where I'm suspecting. Do you think you're the only one who knows where all the good news come from? My son bought me this ram all the with baluo.
Oh yes, this must be. Me too, my daughter just bought one for me. True baluo. Everything is possible.
This Tabaski, you can buy ram for your family using the trusted Baluo. Just log on to the www.baluo.com website or download the app. You can buy ram, otherwise foodstuffs such as rice, sugar, cooking oil, and much more for your family this Tabaski. Baluo, better than sending money.
noo lañ def ñooy ñëw ak yéen rek skincare plus nara jàkkaarloo ak yéen waxtaan ak yéen tuuti rek si suñu tube suñu baax emuñ rek ci ay diw waaye comme ni ngeen ko xamee rek dañoo yëngu ci ay tube te yënguwuñ nag si just any tube suñ tube bu nekk 5 star jas na la 5 star jas na mooy jas na bi gën a pire moom la ñoo tube palmaan bi gën a fort moom la ñoo liggéeyee buñ demee Bamako ñun duñ dem ci marché bi rek buub indi déedéet dañ leen a jox suñu specs ne leen nii lañ ko bëggee nay lañ ko bëggee fóot bi ñaar nangami fóot lañ bëgga pour mu mun a set waaw cuubi skincare déedéet doo ko sol mu di la taxa all over the place ci gàttal ñun rek si cuub dara du doy day des not only dañoo cuub bot bu la neexee ñu cuubal la ba pare nag ñawal la ñaw fi mu gën a setee nag rek la ñoo fulee ñetti ñawkat lañ am nañ ñawkati simple nga xam ne you know xoppati rek mbaa def sa taille basse def sa dagit def sa roba amul benn dawme am nañ koo xam ne moo ñoo dawme jigéen den am nañ tamit special ñawkat boo xam ne ñawi góor rek la ñoo defal nga bugg a sa his and hers muy korité muy tobaski mbaa muy ngénte muy takka mbaa nga bugg a rek you know def sa yëkka bu baax a baax daagul ba ñëw skincare plus ñu dimbali la tànnal la cuub fam gën a baaxee ndax sa yëkka gën a foor lii nga ne lan xoolal bi takka la skincare fii la fu léegi yéen tey we're not all about skin we are skin care and the plus does come in so many different ways. Cubantu wuñ de dañ cub bam saf-saf
Sampai hari